Ladies and gentlemen, fellow officers, this year's winners of the LAPD Medal of Valor.
You honor me with glory. I'm proud to heed the call. But if one of us is a hero, then we're heroes all. My father wore blue, and I grew up dreaming I would wear it too. Whatever I've done, it's only because I'm my father's son, and I share this moment with him. You honor us with glory. We're proud to heed the call. But if one of us is a hero, then we're heroes all. Over my heart, I wear a badge that says I'll do my part. That's all that I did when I took him down and I saved that kid. Kinda makes me feel like crying. You honor us with glory. We're proud to heed the call. But if one of us is a hero, then we're heroes. You honor us with glory. We're proud to heed the call. But if one of us is a hero, then we're heroes all.
Chief, do you feel the need to mend your fences with the black, gay, and Jewish communities?
We're not here today to talk about me. We're here to honor those heroes in there.
What about Vincent LaRusso?
What about him?
Is he a hero, in your opinion?
As far as I'm concerned, Vincent LaRusso should have been up on that stage being honored with those other brave officers.
Are you saying that you think he's innocent of murder?
To paraphrase the words of the great senator from Arizona, I'm saying murder in the defense of liberty is no sin. All right, let's go.
Days of sunshine, tears and rain, precious memories of years gone by. Hours of darkness, fear and pain, all the time that we had. When all that's left is a photograph, not one golden moment in the sun. Doing what had to be done, living under the gun. Dark and bare, not a sign of comfort anywhere. In the alley, on the stair, you call it, I will be there. When no one else seemed to care, living under the gun. Under the gun. Under the gun.
MC Hammer, rap star and Pepsi drinker. Well, today, we secretly replaced his Pepsi with Coke. Let's see what happens.
Feelings, nothing more than feelings.
Hammer!
Proper.
There are no limits. Swatch.
Within the black, there is a power. Draco Noir, the men's fragrance by Guy Laroche Paris. Feel the power.
You have a natural gift for putting your foot in your mouth, Chief Kendrick.
I'm sorry. I get worked up. Things just come out the wrong way.
So what are we going to do?
I've already drafted a statement, Your Honor, clarifying the Chief's remarks. With your approval, I'll get this fax out right away.
Good. Do not let him out of your sight. And you, muzzle it till this trial is over, or I swear I'll feed you to the wolves.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's all. Do you think I was too strict with him?
Oh, not at all, Your Honor. And that's for you.
Andy, I need to talk to you.
What?
I'm putting in for a new partner.
What are you talking about?
I'm on my way to see Hollander, but I wanted to talk to you first.
We've been partners for 3 years, Vicky.
Andy, listen to me. I care about you, but my marriage has got to come first. One of the reasons we're great together as partners is that we always back each other up. I need you to back me up on this.
Sure.
Call 980.
I want you to set this up on the keyboard. Okay, look. Vicky, come on.
Captain.
What can I do for you?
I've put in for a new partner.
Well, under the circumstances, I think that's best.
Thank you. I just wanted you to know.
Hey, Vicky, you know, marriage and cops, it's always been a tough one. If you ever need to talk.
I appreciate that, Captain.
There's no question about the fact that Vincent LaRusso shot Tyrone Weeks. The question is whether or not he was justified. In order to persuade you that he was, the defense is going to exhume the body of Tyrone Weeks. In order to exonerate the man who killed him, they need to convict Tyrone Weeks. Trouble is, he's already been convicted. That man tried him, convicted him, and executed him all by himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not here to try Tyrone Weeks, any more than we're here to try the Los Angeles Police Department or street gangs or anyone else. We're here to try one man, that man, and that's what we must make absolutely sure that we do. The character of the deceased is not the issue. What is at issue is what the defendant did. Was he justified or was he not? By the end of this trial, The prosecution will demonstrate that he was not. We will prove, beyond reasonable doubt, that this was an act of premeditated murder. No matter what else is discussed here. That's the only thing that matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the differences between Ms. Phelan and myself is that I think a great many things matter. Before we judge this man guilty of murder, we need to understand what it was like to stand where he stood. It's not an easy thing to understand, but it's very important that we try. Most of us have never had a gun pointed at us. We don't know what that's like. Most of us have never had to make decisions of life or death in the time it takes to pull a trigger. We don't know what that's like. I'm going to try very hard to give you a sense of those things, ladies and gentlemen. And what I would ask you is that you not make up your mind too quickly. Don't let any of us pretend we're more certain than we really are. Let's take our time. Let's look long and hard at the facts and the individuals involved before we determine whether this was an act of murder or an act of survival.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes. As of today, you'll be reassigned.
Yes, sir.
Just so happens I have some transferees, one of whom I think will work out nicely as your new partner. That's if you don't mind partnering with another female.
No, not at all, sir.
Good. Petrovich, in my office?
Yes, sir.
Officer Dorothy Petrovich, meet your new partner, Andy Campo.
Officer Campo? Saw your picture in the newspaper. Medal of Valor?
Ah, yes.
It's an honor.
Thanks.
When you're riding at him, 55 today, aren't you? You and the new kid?
Yeah, Stillman. I haven't met him yet.
You ought to check this out. Another GTA just south of Manlius. Now, that's 9 in the last 2 weeks. That's your area, so check the daily logs and get yourself up to speed.
Way ahead of you, Sergeant. Suspects are 3 male Hispanics, one of them with a shaved head.
Well, then go get them.
Yes, sir. Stillman? Vicky Quinn.
Yeah, I know. How you doing?
If you knew who I was, why didn't you introduce yourself?
What are you, Miss Manners?
Well, hey, if we're gonna be riding together...
If we're gonna be riding together, we ought to go. And this one. And this one. To Raoul. Best wishes.
Has Chief Kendrick returned any of my calls?
I'm afraid not, Your Honor.
I was too hard on him.
When a dog doesn't go on the paper, you have to rub his nose in it.
An old dog's not supposed to go on the paper, Ray. Besides, you're going to attract more bees with honey than with vinegar.
Shall I send him a bouquet?
I don't think flowers are going to do it this time. His birthday's day after tomorrow.
Perhaps a nice tie.
Oh, that's boring, Ray. Think big.
Big. Let's see. Something in leather.
That's it. A saddle.
Yes, with a big silver knob on the pommel.
Whatever.
I'll get on it right away. Would you like to see a collection of crops and spurs to go with it?
Just the saddle, Ray. Thank you.
Here you go.
Is the buck about right?
Ah, forget it. You get it next time.
Yeah, take it now.
There's a message for you on the MDT. Van Nuys Precinct says congratulations.
Thanks.
That would be for that medal, right?
Right.
Yeah, I heard about your big shootout with that old geezer.
Well, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, I know, that's what I heard.
Is that what your problem is, Stillman? Something about me getting the Medal of Valor?
I don't have a problem.
Yes, you have. From the moment we met.
All right, I'll tell you. You know those cops? The kind that think that little girls shouldn't grow up to be police persons?
You're one of those?
Yes, I am. And when they do, for some crazy reason, decide to become cops, the thing that I hate the most is when I'm partnered up with them, especially in a combat zone like we have here.
So you figure I'd be better off cruising one of the West Side shopping malls? Or catching lady shoplifters with perfume in their Gucci bags?
Well, go ahead and laugh. But you know and I know that if something heavy goes down... Nah, I better not say it.
What? No, if something heavy goes down, what then?
Our first instincts are going to be that I go in first, that's all.
Oh, you're really getting me angry now, you know that?
Wow, I really don't want to do that.
So, what kind of stuff do you like to do?
211's a good call. Of course, you get a lot of action with your ADWs.
I meant, what do you like to do when you're not working?
Pardon?
For fun, go out, music.
Music?
Yeah.
I'm not much on music.
What do you say we grab a couple of cups of coffee?
We'll get him.
No, I'll do this. You sit tight.
Look, let's get something out of the way. In this car, I'm a cop. Just like you. I'll go in.
What did Detective LaRusso say to you standing outside of the house, Officer Gaines?
He said we blew the bust.
And you took that to mean what?
That Tyrone Weeks would walk.
Describe Detective LaRusso for us at that moment, officer.
He was pretty steamed.
What did he instruct you to do?
He told me to go sit in the car.
In other words, prior to his entering the house, he instructed you to wait outside.
The witness just said that, Your Honor. This jury doesn't need Miss Phelan to underline the important parts.
Just Q's and A's, Miss Phelan.
No further questions.
Detective LaRusso was in fact correct when he said you blew the bust, was he not?
Yes, he was right, we had.
Was it also you who put the handcuffs on, Officer Gaines?
Yes, sir.
And it's your contention that you did that right? Right?
It's not my contention, Mr. Weitz. It's the truth.
Okay. What about the frisk?
Yeah, what about it?
Did you do that too?
Yeah.
And you did that right?
Yes.
You were thorough. You were methodical.
Uh-huh.
You checked both legs.
Right.
Checked his shirt.
Right.
Checked the inside of his waistband, front to back. You checked his crotch. You did check his crotch, right, officer?
Yeah, I think I did.
I don't want you to tell us what you think. I want you to tell us what you're sure of. Now, did you or did you not reach your hand into this individual's underwear and ascertain for yourself that there was, in fact, no weapon present?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe you didn't. Well, now. Maybe Tyrone Weeks had a gun on him. Maybe Detective LaRusso didn't order you to stay in the car. Maybe you stayed in the car because you were scared to go in the house. Maybe you wanted Detectives LaRusso and Potts to take care of the mess you made all by themselves.
Objection!
What happened? LaRusso did order me. He ordered me and Rolf both. Now, you can ask Rolf.
Oh, don't tell me you asked Rolf, Officer Gaines. The fact that your stories match doesn't mean they're true.
Mr. Weitz, there's been an objection. That objection is sustained.
I have an objection, Your Honor.
You sit down, sir.
I will not sit down. I will be escorted out of this courtroom. You can throw me in a jail cell, but I will not sit down.
Will the court officers remove that man?
This man is a racist assassin. You know that, and I know it. And this lawyer is the man who's paid to lie for him.
Now, the next person that decides to interrupt these proceedings will be thrown in a jail cell. We'll take a 20-minute recess so everybody can settle down.
Come on, Vincent, let's go out in the hall.
I don't want to go out in the hall. That guy's going to be running his mouth off for the press.
I think that's exactly why Sidney wants us out there.
The first thing you have to understand is that this system is fundamentally racist. The next thing that you've got to understand is that the police department, the courts, and the prisons all have as their primary function the perpetuation of that system with its racism intact.
Vincent LaRusso says he's not a racist.
I don't care what he says. I know a racist when I see one.
Are you saying this was strictly a racial
That's
incident?
exactly what I'm saying.
Excuse me, have we ever met?
Man, I'm not talking
No,
about
you're talking about me.
Detective, are you concerned about what just happened in there?
Yeah, I'm upset by what just happened in there, and I'm upset by what's happening out here.
Oh, come on, man. I'm sure that your handlers have figured out a way to make it work for you.
Hey, man, I'm not a circus animal. I don't have handlers. Could you guys get closer together? What? I'm trying to get you both in the shot, sir.
Look, if you people spend more time examining the issues and less time worrying about the shot, you might actually serve a purpose in this society.
We've got like 3 minutes to deadline. If you want to make the 6 o'clock news, it's now or never.
Do you think the cops have too much power? Do you think they use excessive force?
Tell us, was your life in danger? Tell us, did you feel any remorse?
Are you part of an organized outcry? Are you acting on your?
Would you agree this case has racial overtone?
The cameras are rolling, so bare your soul for the record. I want a tight deadline. Say what's on your mind for the record.
Roll tape, zoom in tight.
Give me one good soundbite for the record. How did it feel when you pulled the trigger? Tell us what went through your mind. Can justice really be served here? Will the punishment fit the crime? Do you see a political future? Do you think the judge will let you walk?
The public wants some answers. Here's your chance to talk.
Black people will no longer be silent or submissive. Just like we will rise up in Soweto and Transkei and Bophuthatswana, so will we rise up in South Central Los Angeles.
This man thinks that Los Angeles is a racist city. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But I'm not a racist. I'm not an assassin. I'm just a cop.
The cameras are rolling, so bare your soul for the record. I'm on a tight deadline. Say what's on your mind for the record.
The wire for sound and we're writing it down
For the record. This is crack reporting. Tell your story for the record. Make sure that it's sensational.
highly confrontational.
For the record.
I'm only citing you for the crosswalk violation, man. I warned you you were doing a good 45 in a 35 zone. Sign here.
You know, officer, you have really cute buns.
What did you say?
Nothing, I'm sorry.
Go on, get out of here.
What was that?
I didn't like the way she talked to you.
Unit 19, Adam 23. We have a possible 415 fight at 61 East 10th.
823 responding.
All I knew is I had everything in there and you came over to my table. Keep your paws out of my food, all right? What are you doing hanging around my table anyway?
I'm telling you, you're a lying bastard. I'm
telling you, you better be ready to back this way.
Break it up! Stay back! All right! What's the problem? He put his hands all over my food. That's the problem. I put my hands on your food. I put my hands on your food! That's what I said, didn't I?
Wait a minute. Why would he put his hands on your food?
Because I turned my back, that's why.
Stand here and be accused of that?
Hey, I already told you once. I'm not going to tell you again. Back off and calm
Okay,
down.
about the family bucket, okay? It comes with potato salad, coleslaw, and cornbread. I mean, where's my cornbread? And where are the French fried potatoes that I had? What?
Did you take anything out of his bucket, sir?
No, I didn't take anything out of his bucket. His bucket? Hey, nobody's put their hands on my bucket. You got that, pal? Nobody.
Sir, you've been accused of stealing something. Now, if it's not true, I want you to show us it's not true.
I don't have to show you anything. I ain't afraid of him. I'm not afraid of him, and I sure as hell ain't afraid of you. This guy's crazy. I'm telling you, this guy's crazy.
What's crazy is we are standing here arguing over a bucket of chicken.
Yeah, well, I'm willing to die over a bucket of chicken. How about that?
36 PDX, quarter code 4 at the location. 626, we get to 19, over.
You okay?
Yeah. 415's really turned me on.
What do you mean?
I mean, just what I said. He turned me on. Man, there's just nothing like it. I mean, what a rush. Kinda gets a girl thinking. Heck, I don't know what to do with myself. I got a nasty temper. That's how I learned how to fight. Got a knack for fisticuffs, but it whets my appetite. When my heart starts pumping and my face gets red, there's just one thought in my head. I wanna go bumpty bumpty. I wanna go woozy woo woo woo. Gotta go bumpty bumpty, bumpty bumpty with you. I wanna go bumpty bumpty. I wanna go woo 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 woo. I wanna go bumpty bumpty, bumpty bumpty with you. Ooh, ooh. Come on, Campo. Come on and show me your stuff. I heard about your type. They say you like to play rough. Wanna go bumpty bumpty. Come on, let's woo 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 woo. Come on, let's bumpty bumpty. Bumpty bumpty with you. Bumpty bumpty with you.
Okay, I will.
Captain, this isn't working out.
What is it?
Officer Petrovich and me, we're not, clicking as a team.
Well, it's only been 2 days.
We have different philosophies of law enforcement.
You're a patrolman, Campo. You don't have a philosophy.
We have different approaches.
What does that mean, officer?
There's a conflict in the way we feel about our jobs.
Oh, is she on the take?
No. It's nothing like that.
Well, then live with it.
Look, Captain, we're like apples and pears. We're oil and water.
Yeah, I'm about to throw you out of my office right on you.
She tried to pull my pants down, sir.
She what?
She tried to...
Don't repeat that. Yeah, it's starting to look like you have a problem with female
No,
partners.
sir, I don't. I like women. I like partnering with them. If it was up to me, I'd still be riding with Vicky Quinn.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Captain. Captain, you got a second? I got a problem.
You too. Okay, what is it?
It's just that, sir, when you said I'd be riding with a new guy, I didn't know that guy would be a girl.
Stillman, you telling me you don't have total confidence in Officer Quinn?
Nothing to do with her personally, sir. I'd feel that way about any female.
Stillman, you were assigned to ride with Vicky Quinn. I hope that if you try real hard, you can make yourself half as good a cop as she is.
Captain.
Hey, that's what I hope. Frankly, I don't know how much chance there is. You got that?
Hey, Captain,
No, I asked if you got that.
Yes, sir.
Hollander.
I want to read a brief statement, and then I'll answer questions. At a ceremony honoring LAPD's Medal of Valor winners, I said that as far as I was concerned, Detective Vincent LaRusso was a hero. I also said, perhaps injudiciously, that murder in the defense of liberty was no sin. I want to make one thing perfectly clear. As police officers, it is our duty to catch them, not cook them. The courts are the proper place to determine the guilt or innocence of those suspected of crimes. And as chief of police, I believe in the system, I uphold its laws, and I trust that Vincent LaRusso's guilt or innocence will be properly determined by a jury of his peers.
Chief, have you been pressured into making this statement?
No.
Do you personally believe LaRusso's innocent?
Doesn't matter what I think. The courts will decide that.
Do you think the law favors the rights of criminals over the rights of victims?
Yes, I do.
What about cops' rights?
What about them?
All your public statements seem to imply that you believe your police officers should be allowed to shoot first and ask questions later.
I'm not saying that.
Are you saying you shouldn't be subject to the scrutiny of a free press?
No, I'm not saying that either.
Well, then what are you saying?
I'm saying that there's a war out on those streets, people. Men and women are being robbed and raped and killed every day. You all get to report it, and the folks at home get to watch it on their TVs, but my men are out there fighting it. I'm saying, as a public servant, I welcome scrutiny. Look, I don't have a fancy speechwriter, and sometimes what I say comes out wrong. I'm human. But by God, I am an American citizen, and I am entitled to my opinion. And today is my 52nd birthday, damn it, and I am what I am. And what I am is an old cop who doesn't have time to sit around on his ass debating the pros and cons of law and order with a bunch of ignorant, left-wing media jackals.
All of these dates match up.
How far back?
I think that's the,
Listen, before Sydney gets here, there's something I gotta tell you. I'm gonna skip.
Vincent.
Now listen to me. They're gonna convict me, okay? That's what they're gonna do. That means I'm going to San Quentin, or Folsom, or Soledad, or Vacaville. That means I'm dead.
Let's take one thing at a time. For right now, the trial isn't over, and you haven't been found guilty.
I can't wait for that to happen, Trish. They lock me up, that's it.
In other words, before we put a single witness on the stand, you're ready to take off.
Listen, I've been ready since you posted bail, right? I got a fake passport, I got a fake driver's license, and I got a car registered under a fake name.
So all you need is someone to give you enough money to set yourself up.
You're the only person I can ask.
Don't do this.
Listen, I've been looking at that jury. I see it in their faces.
Let me tell you something. By the time Sidney is finished cross-examining the prosecution's witnesses, and by the time he gets all our witnesses on the stand, that jury will have more than enough reasonable doubt to come back with an acquittal.
Really? Well, I'm sorry to say that I don't have that kind of faith in Sidney, or you, or anybody else.
Then act as though you did. Sidney and I know the courtroom the way you know the street, Vincent. I'll get you through this.
Lieutenant, there's a couple of things I'd like you to clarify for us. Based on your forensic examination, was Tyrone Weeks holding his weapon at the time he was killed?
No, ma'am.
That's not what you put in your initial report, is it?
No.
You put in the initial report he was holding his weapon.
Upon initial examination, that's what I observed. Once I made up my mind to conduct a proper examination, I saw that the entry wounds on the deceased couldn't have been made if he was holding a gun in his hand. That couldn't have been made if his body were in motion.
Why didn't you conduct a proper examination in the first place,
I felt like whatever reason LaRusso had for killing him was reason enough.
And what you're saying now is that he had no reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No further questions.
So, you changed your story because of a crisis of conscience, huh?
Guess I did.
Is it possible, Lieutenant, that your conscience kicked into high gear because you sensed the political winds were about to change?
No, it's not possible.
You did it for one reason and one reason only. It was the right thing to do.
I'm up here now because I'm not a liar.
Oh, but you are a liar, sir. You revealed yourself to be exactly that. You said one thing at the time of the shooting, you say another thing at the time of the trial. The only question is whether you were lying then or you're lying now.
Counsel's browbeating the witness for the sole purpose of making a speech.
Either ask the witness a question or permit him to step down.
Lieutenant, what part did Captain John Hollander play in your decision to change your story?
What's that mean?
What's that mean? It means, did he lean on you?
He spoke to me.
And what did he say?
He said if my findings didn't jibe with my report, I should change my report.
Or else you would find yourself a middle-aged ex-cop with no job and no pension.
Objection.
Did Hollander tell you that? Or was it your conscience?
I made an objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Weitz?
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Too old to change my ways, Ozzy. A leopard doesn't change his stripes. I gotta call him like I see him. If that's not good enough for Miss High and Mighty. Louise. Your Honor.
I'll be in my office if you need me, Chief.
Well, I guess you caught my press conference.
I did.
So, what time's the hanging?
There's not going to be a hanging. I may not always agree with you, Roger. And I may not always be comfortable with your rhetoric. But you're a one of a kind. An original. And that's what attracted me to you in the first place.
Thank you, Louise. I don't know what to say.
Come here, Roger. Happy birthday.
Louise. This is the most beautiful saddle I've ever seen.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Like it? I love it. A good woman and a good saddle. What more could a man ask for?
A great mount.
Yes, I know the paperwork is late. Yes, the paperwork will be forthcoming. I'm only one person here, okay? Marty, thank you.
Captain, can we ask you something?
Ask.
I got a wedding next week, and my sister's getting married.
Oh, tell her congratulations.
Sure, but what I wanted to run by you is I was going to put in for a special day on Friday because we got this rehearsal dinner, only I don't have enough overtime.
I let him borrow the hours from me, but you already told us we can't do that.
Well, that's right. You can't do that.
But we got another way to work it out.
And it works out perfectly for both of us.
What does?
That we go on night watch for 2 days.
Yeah, we can swap with Sanders and Petrie. Their deployment starts on Monday, same as ours, so we can just take their route.
And that way Rose doesn't have to use a vacation day.
Rose doesn't?
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that, Captain. Remember that 15-7 you signed? I'm not going to take that weekend now.
Well, it works out perfect for Petrie, too, because he wanted to go night fishing on Friday anyway.
So the only thing, you got to sign Petrie's 15-7.
So I got to sign Petrie's 15-7 so you can go to your sister's wedding.
No, that's Gaines's sister's wedding.
Look, Captain, if you don't want to fill this out right now, you could just tell Watch Command.
Damn it! Look, I thought you two said you had this all worked out.
Oh, I know it sounds confusing, but look, I got it worked out right here. See, all you got to do is call Bureau about Petrie and then sign my 15-7. Oh, I changed that right there. Hold on. What do you think, Captain?
What do you say?
What do I say? No.
No.
That's right. No. Damn it.
Love is good enough. You always seem to be complaining. It is in my imagination, or is the same old record playing. Now, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen for the last time. Or quit your bitching. I heard it all before. Or quit your bitching. Don't wanna hear no more. Or did you all forget you're here to serve and protect? That's right. Too many bleeding hearts in here. So stop crying in your beer. And if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen for the last time. Or quit your bitching. I heard it all before. Yeah. Or quit your bitching. Don't wanna hear no more. No more, yeah. Yeah. Knock off the pissing in the morning. I'm talking to all of you. I said I'm here to make it clear. You got your job to do. Now if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen for the last time. Quit your bitching. I heard it all before. Yeah. Quit your bitching. Don't wanna hear no more. Yeah. Quit your bitching. Yeah. I say you better quit your bitching. Quit your bitching. Yeah. Don't wanna hear no more.
The things you're about to say, Detective, has anyone forced you to say them?
No,
Have you been granted immunity from prosecution?
not in writing.
So no guarantees.
No guarantees.
Where were you at the time Tyrone Weeks was shot?
Standing right next to him.
Would you describe for us, if you will, exactly what happened?
Detective LaRusso had gone outside with Officers Gaines and Rolfe. He walked back in by himself, told me to stand the prisoner up, took out his automatic, and fired 3 times into his midsection.
Was the prisoner handcuffed at the time?
Yes, he was.
Did the prisoner make any motion to suggest that he was going for his gun?
No, he did not.
What did Detective LaRusso do in the immediate aftermath of the shooting?
He looked at me and he said, "You're not here."
No further questions.
Let me just understand the sequence of events here. Now, following the shooting, you make a statement in which you describe removing the handcuffs that shackled Tyrone Weeks to his chair. You describe him as lunging for an Uzi that lay within arm's reach. You describe things in the same way that Detective LaRusso did.
That might be because we worked it out ahead of time.
Well, perhaps you could explain, Detective, exactly why you changed your story.
I decided that telling the truth was more important than covering for my partner.
Well, why didn't you reach that conclusion earlier? Why would you put out a palpably false report in the first place?
We were partners. I felt as though I had no choice.
And then Captain Hollander changed your mind.
Objection.
Sustained.
Detective, did Captain Hollander promise to protect you if you changed your story?
He said he'd try.
And what did he say he'd do if you didn't change your story?
I'm not here because
What
of
did he
Holland.
say he'd do, Detective?
He said he'd go after me the same as he's going after LaRusso.
And you knew exactly what that meant, didn't you?
I know what it's meant to be doing what I'm doing, Mr. Weitz. I've been ostracized in the department. My family has been threatened. I've had a cross burned on my lawn.
Well, when the smoke clears, you're going to do just fine, Detective.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know this how, Mr. Weitz.
Your Honor, once again, defense counsel is injecting wholly gratuitous remarks in his cross-examination.
Your Honor, I'm entitled to probe my witness's real motivation.
That's not what you're doing.
Yes, it is. He changed his story, and this jury needs to know why.
The witness has stated that he changed his story because he wanted to tell the truth.
Well, with all due respect, Your Honor, I find that response something less than credible. He's given us two diametrically different versions of what happened. Since perforce one of them is a lie, the witness was or is, on at least one occasion, a liar.
Ask that the jury be instructed to disregard.
The jury is instructed to do just that. And the defense counsel will refrain from making speeches, stating opinions, and delivering commentary of any kind whatsoever.
May defense counsel continue its cross-examination, Your Honor?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Isn't it true, Detective, that you were promised a promotion to D2 if you testified against Vincent LaRusso?
No.
Isn't it true that you've been passed over for promotion time after time?
Yeah.
Isn't it also true that right now you are doing exactly what your superior officers asked you to do?
You think I'm doing this to get a promotion, Weitz? All I had to do was stand pat and the entire investigation would have fizzled out. There would have been no trial. Vincent LaRusso would have come away from this clean. I would have come away from this clean.
You're going to admonish the witness to control himself.
And I want him to know that before all this happened, I was doing fine. I was a good cop. I love being a cop. Now I'm hated by cops. My wife won't open the door unless I'm home, and my kids wake up in the middle of the night crying. But you know what, Mr. Weitz? My family is proud of me. They may be scared to death, but they are proud of me.
This is Ted Koppel. Later tonight on Nightline, is the military medical staff ready for war in the Persian Gulf? 2 weeks ago, Nightline found it was not. Tonight, we'll take another look.
Friday, if you're worried about breast cancer, maybe you should leave the country. Find out why Swedish women are beating the odds and staying alive. On 2020, Friday.
This is Bill Beutel. Coming up next on Eyewitness News, a 3.5-year-old boy brings a loaded pistol to his preschool. And hope for women who suffer from yeast infections. Next on Eyewitness News.